Oh, hello there guys, and welcome to the next part in our German campaign. We're actually almost done with this short campaign, and we're in turn 6. Now, strangely enough, we've been only defending here. I didn't actually order any attacks except for the one over here, but for some reason we have a battle in this region. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. I mean, we're very close to the end of the game, and obviously I don't think we can win without taking Luganski, so I'm pretty sure we've lost. But we do have these 2 victory points over here, actually 3, and maybe if we can hold them, we could still win. Anyway, let's jump into the battle, my friends. Alright guys, so it looks like we're actually fighting with allies here, and of course you know you're going to win when Bieber's on your side, let's be honest here. Anyway, our allies are of course going to attack eastwards towards this position, and I think we're actually going to follow them and assist in their attack. I might keep a few units back, namely my artillery units, but for the rest of these guys, I really want to actually get them out here and charge the enemy. That's exactly what we're trying to do this turn. Our allies are doing the same thing, of course, trying to just charge the enemy position. Now, not all of their positions are going to be moving forward in the attack. Some of them are just going to stay back here, but you can already see they're setting up their guns. And over there at the right side is where they actually have some troops starting to move in and attack the enemy's positions. So we're going to try to assist them, and if we can beat the enemy here, obviously that would be great. Actually, right now, they seem to be kind of... They're not moving much. Did these guys suddenly cancel their attack? That can't be right. Well, look, if I need to be the first one to draw out the fire, I'm good at that. I've done it plenty of times. So we'll get back, guys, when we get into some combat. Alright, guys, we found the enemy, but he's not where we thought he would be. He's actually attacking behind our lines. As you can see, the enemy is over here in this sort of river area, I guess you could call it. A few Russians moving through. So I've taken my men, actually, and moved them back. As you can see, we've got some incoming artillery rounds, or mortar rounds, really, in this area. So I'm moving all of these units back to attack, and we need to keep our eyes on this area, of course. There's going to be some enemies for sure coming from this area. And there we go, guys. We can see them on that fertile plain, I guess you could call it. Fertile probably because of all the bodies that have fallen on it. But nonetheless, it is a fertile plain. So we're going to go ahead, guys. We're going to try to select as much of the enemy here as possible. I'm going to ask Krumer to fire directly here. And it looks like we're already getting some kills there across the river. No thanks to our allies, or thanks to our allies, I should say. We're actually providing some really good mortar fire. So we're going to continue with that mortar fire. We're moving forward with the infantry units, obviously, to engage. But this is a deadly, deadly area. And here we go, more incoming. I love those mortar rounds. That's hopefully what's going to save us. The objective has changed. So now the objective might actually be to hold this area. Beautiful. Look at that incoming fire. We definitely have some cover, and that would just be the bushes in the area, and also the distance. We're actually quite far away from this sector, so I'm guessing that they can cover themselves pretty damn well, to be honest. Berens, you better be shooting. You're not aimed in that direction, Berens. So Berens should be able to shoot. There we go. Yeah, he's firing. He is definitely firing, guys. That's what I like to see. So, for once, an anti-tank gun is being used to take out infantry. Actually, this happens quite often in the game. I adore it. Baron's just getting his bearings. He's getting his bearingsings. Oh, yeah. That was a disgusting pun. It really was. Let's take a look here. And, of course, trying to hit some of these commanders would be a huge bonus if we manage to hit them. As you can see over here, there's already a lot of other dead Russians here from previous battles. They've tried to, survive in this area, and they haven't succeeded very well. We just got some more enemy contact. We've got to be careful. Is it coming from the river? It certainly is. That was actually the whole part, or the whole area I was concerned about. Of course, if they get across that river, it makes their job a lot easier. And look at all this incoming artillery fire we're dealing with. I mean, our guys are trying to get back into cover, but things are not going well. The enemy is really hitting us hard, and I'm actually a little happy that they're focusing on us and not the enemy, or not the ally we have, I should say, because we're not really the ones carrying out an attack here. In fact, we've been caught out in the open, and that's been our biggest problem. So we're moving slowly to the tree line, and I hope once our men get here, they can start returning fire to the Soviets over here in this forested area. No! Ooh, incoming! Shite! Just got a bunch of guys attacking over there on the right side. Make sure that our men are turned that way so that they see the enemy. Right, order executed partially. Understood. And it looks like Bieber's decided to stay out here. He doesn't even want to go back home. But we've got to get these guys desperately back into the forest area. Now they're actually carrying out artillery attacks on that area. So things just get harder and harder for us. But as long as Barons can keep us up his fire and our allies can continue to fire those mortar rounds, we're going to feel very, very comfortable. Come on, roam back. We need rounds downhill. Or uphill, depending on how you look at it. See a lot of guys over here. They're close. Alright, so now Coomer. It's Jimmy Coomer. No, it's Coomer. Let's go ahead and move this way. And I am going to launch an attack, believe it or not. Because sometimes the best defense is an attack, and at this point we're going to get overrun. I might as well try to take out some of the enemy troops. So I'm at least going to be in an offensive posture, so that if the enemies approach, my men will know that they need to shoot to save their lives, put quite simply. There we go, fire. That's what that Car 98's for. There you go, boys. Incoming fire. Oh, so close to our guys. Oh my goodness, direct hit. The amount of fire we're receiving right now just from the enemy there on the right sector is unbelievable. Get over here where our allies are. Let's see how they're doing at keeping the enemy from crossing. I want Barons to focus on specifically that area. I hope that's not too far. There we go. Yep. He's also focusing on these guys right here. They're trying to get up that hill. Number of commissars. There we go. The round came in. It seemed what seemed like ages later, but I guess they were just reloading. But that's where I'm firing, so if we can get some decent hits over here, I'll be happy. Fire the pack! Way too small to be a pack. Alright, guys. So the enemy's definitely advanced. And obviously with the assistance of this artillery, it's no surprise that they're pushing forward. Look at that. Boomer's lucky just to be alive for a few seconds, to be honest with you. Remember, guys, this is the very last part of our campaign, as a matter of fact. We're almost done, so this is a lot to deal with here on the last part of the campaign to receive that much incoming artillery fire. It looks like the enemy's finally making a concerted push across the river. Our allies are not doing a great job. This is where I wish we could control them, because they're hanging back, which I understand. And technically, there's no victory point here, but I don't want the enemy getting across that river, and they're kind of letting that happen. They're not really too concerned about the enemy. Just gonna ask these guys to just hold their lines, but the order's not executed. Of course, they're in some serious danger. That ends. Keep it up. Every one of those rounds is a possible dead Soviet. More enemy contact, guys. Oh dear. Let's see where this one's coming from. Alright, so it's coming from the same area, of course, right up the hill. And this is all up to our allies here. They might be able to actually hold the enemy back. Firing from this cornfield. Rumbach, defend your mortars! I love the fly sound effect. I don't know if that's a fly or a whizzing bullet. Nonetheless, these guys are nicely dug in. Not actually dug in, but in pretty good cover. It's not easy to see through a cornfield. I want to get them as close to the woods as I can. Some of our guys are still alive over here, which amazes me. Alright, the commander finally went down. Alright, here we go, Barons. This is a chance to hit a truck. I'm actually not crazy about hitting enemy trucks, but actually killing the enemy supply right now is probably not a bad idea. The issue here, I think, is distance. Barons is turning back. He's not even listening to us. I guess he preferred his original position. There we go. Nice shot, Barons. Alright. He's adjusting fire now. That's good. I can accept that. That end hits the truck. I order you. Oh, shit. He's actually taking on the infantry there on the left side that are crusting on the hill. In any moment now, we should see some Soviets popping up there. In fact, I see one of them already, right there. So this is a very dangerous situation for our men. Fire, Barons. Definitely adjusting here. There we go. Okay, I see what they're doing. They see the enemy cresting the hill here, and obviously they want to kill him as quickly as possible. I don't blame them, actually. Shoot that Russian! Oh, we got him. We got him. Before I could even get to him, let's see the enemy contact here. Alright, so just more and more enemies rushing across. This is why artillery on this particular map is so important. Oh man, they're everywhere. I would just love to have a nice little tank unit here, or just like a few mortars. I would have been so happy. But it's just not in the cards for us. Nonetheless, we can still hold our position here and do the best to help our allies secure this area. So far, Barons has not gotten that hit on the armored car, or I should say the supply wagon. That's alright. I actually want him to focus, if he can, right over here, the entrance to the river. But our orders are not being actively followed at this point. A bunch of Russians in front of us there. We totally forgot about all of the Russians on this side. I don't think our guys got a single kill against any of the Russians on this side. Not that I could see anyway. Unless I'm missing something, but I'm sure that the enemy got away scot-free over here. Alright, so I'm actually going to turn my AT gun, if he'll listen to me. He might not, over here, towards where I saw the enemy last. And in fact, he is listening. So this might be a chance for us to get a little bit of revenge for everything the enemy's done to us here. That ends. Look where I tell you to look. He'll readjust after firing. Whoa! What the hell is that? Airburst rounds? That looks like an airburst round. Unbelievable. That came right down on our men and finished them off, basically. What the hell is that? Alright, so we're going to see over here just kind of what's going on. I am speeding up the game a little bit because at this point I am just curious to see what the outcome will be. And our ally over here has quite a few guns that they can use, obviously. I think that is a pack gun. To hurt the enemy. No armor from the enemy as far as I can tell, just infantry. So if we can hold them back here, maybe, just maybe, we can hold this sector. Kundal. Right, so the good news is, at least over here, number of kills. And remember, since our allies got some of these kills, not all of them are going to show up with the gray dot on top. But you can already just see over here a bunch of dead Russians. And they're kind of all over the place right now. Now, these guys are from this battle. The other three are actually from previous battles. I was under the impression, when I looked at the map, that our ally was going to be attacking, so I was so excited to go on an attack, and no. Instead, they want to stay like old women in a cornfield. What is this? They should have stayed back in Berlin. These fools do not know what a war is. There we go. Nice shot there. Wow, that was at range, but we had to have done some damage with that. Look at that. Look at the hole we just created from that shot. Alright, so we definitely stunned guys, but I don't think we killed a single one. Great shooting. There we go. Another hit, and Still no casualties? Really? Really, game? At this point, they're just using our shell holes as, like, just beds to sleep in. It's not affecting them in the slightest. But I am happy that they're not cresting on the hill yet. We're still holding them back, just barely. I think he's going to listen to me. I can go ahead and tell him about the infantry quite close to us. Oh my goodness, there we go, guys. That artillery's getting closer. I think they're finally starting to locate our men. And they're even hitting our ally here, Brenner. Doing quite a lot of damage. Whoa. It's one lucky Russian. Oh no, he's not so lucky. We got him. We got... I just give people the worst luck. Look at that. I actually thought he survived that, but apparently he didn't survive that burst. Alright, now our allies are finally having to fight, and it's about time. I mean, these guys have been staying here just in the cornfield this entire time. Let's see if it was worth it, at least. We're getting very, very close to the enemy, obviously. Barons is now going to be under attack, so I'm going to try... Why are you turned? Oh, there we go. Never mind. Try to use backwards. We're doing just fine. But as you can see, the enemy is right on us now. So it's really up to our allies to hold them back as much as possible with some... just saturation fire. And did they just throw a grenade or a smoke grenade behind us? Actually, thank you. They kind of gave us a smoke grenade, sadly. Our gunner was hit anyway, so no difference. I don't know why the enemy would do that. Obviously, it's because they're trying to move up even faster over here, and I'm hoping that our ally knows what he's doing. Come on. Oh, Baron's is also controlled by our ally. Cool. The second Barons. Barons the second. Okay, let's see. See over here, the enemy is finally cresting, guys, and this is where things get really, really dangerous. Keep an eye here on the Russians. One just went down, but obviously the closer they get up this hill, the likelier they are to take this position. And being this close to the end of the round, we don't want to lose any ground at all. Taking pretty effective cover, actually. Commissar, get the Commissar! There we go, one hit over there. AT gunner down. Nice hit on the Commissar. Good shooting. One bottle of schnapps for whoever shot the Commissar. Alright, the Commissar is definitely down. At this point, it's all up to the ally. I can't believe Barons is actually still firing incredibly. Looks like they recrewed the gun. Unbelievable. Wow, imagine being trapped in this smoke cloud. Just have no idea what's going to happen to you. Nice. Men are still managing to hold the enemy back. Look at all these Russians going down. They're trying to make it to the cornfield. We're going to try to stop them. I'm going to try to turn this way. I don't know if I can. But if I get a chance, I'm going to go ahead and direct fire on this location, even though it's really close. It's practically a firing squad for our allies. If they could just focus for a second, it's either definitely firing, but they don't have the most effective combat troops here. You know, they've got communications troops, stuff like that, which are not necessarily made for combat. And if we just had like one machine gun and this open field, we'd be mowing these guys down. We don't, so we have to shoot them one at a time. Nice shooting, man. So that guy just get wounded right there. Caught some bullets. And this guy actually just served as cover for the officer over here. There we go, good shooting, man. Keep it up. very nice. It looks like Barons has finally bit the dust, but it was only a matter of time. And actually, we took some captives, so it looks like not all of these Russians want to fight and die. Some of them want to surrender. It looks like captives aren't alive anymore, unless we're just not spotting them. Alright, so our ally still has quite a few units here. Adalok. Not everybody's on the front line. I get what they're doing, just kind of trying to stress out the enemy long enough for them to just essentially accept defeat. There we go, nice shot! Once again, our guys are getting some really good shots as the enemy's crested the hill, but, you know, letting the enemy get across the river is a mistake. That could jeopardize our campaign. Please tell me that is not a Katusha. Did you hear that? It was just sounded like a Katusha. It's like, vroom, 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 vroom. No, not good. It doesn't even sound like a Katusha. What's wrong with you, Agrippa? Let's see. Okay. I know there's enemies over there on the right flank too, but I don't know if our ally does. Get up. Keep it up, man. Again, I can't control any of these guys, but they're doing just a fine job on their own and killing quite a few of the enemy. Are they going to be able to withstand the enemy assault through the cornfield? I don't know. There's a lot of enemy troops. Look at this. And if we can continue getting good shots like that, maybe, but we could very well be overrun here in this particular scenario. Fire, Barons! Alright, some of these guys just went down, unfortunately. And it looks like that gun is out of commission. Whoa! Is that our artillery? We might have some artillery support, guys, from our ally, because that was a round I don't think came from any anti-tank gun. Boom! Another hit there. Very, very close to the other one. Surprisingly close. So this is definitely close call artillery. It has to be. I just don't understand why it keeps exploding in that same area. Very strange. Unless Barons is just... Oh, it's Lutz! It's Lutz! Just firing away at this one location. Fair enough, Lutz. Far be it from me to tell you how to fire your gun, I guess. As you can see here, we got some Russians crusting right past Lutz, and this is why he's so focused. I mean, the enemy's right there, so if we're not careful... No, that's us! That's us! Is it? No, and now I have to get up close and look, because... I know it is us. That would have been a bit scary to be flanked right there on the right side, but they're, you know, they're right about there. And they will be here very soon. Lutz, keep firing. Ooh! Lutz should have been firing the whole round. Boy, So far, we've kind of stopped this assault. Looks like we've gotten a few of the enemy trucks. So not bad. Not bad, especially on the left side here. I think with the concentrated arty fire, and when I say concentrated, I mean like right there, and a few shots from the infantry units over here in the cornfield, we might be able to keep the enemy back. Of course, they still have that second wave approaching on the right side, and they haven't really had to deal with combat. Remember when they tried to attack our guys the first time, they pretty much wiped us out. But as you can see here, we can finally see those Russian prisoners. And yeah, they look pretty ready to give up. We're going to go ahead and speed through to the end, and of course, if we have any other interesting combat situations, guys, I'm going to jump right back in and show you the rest. But right now, the Russians are basically just hanging out outside of the cornfield, and I don't expect for them to move much closer here. Alright guys, well the battle has definitely taken a turn for the worst. As you can see, our men have been forced out of the cornfield, a lot of our units are killed. And they've actually had to retreat outside of the cornfield here. Some of the guys, I just thought this was a great shot, taking cover in shell holes in an attempt to hold back the horde. But this is pretty crazy stuff. And as you can see, our allies' AT gun has been utterly decimated. I'm hoping to get one more shot off. But he's done a pretty amazing job, I must say. And as you can see here, The enemies did not get here without a fight. But now that our units are pretty severely damaged, all the enemy has to do is push on this unit, and I do hope that they'll take on this beautiful, beautiful little SDKFC, but I don't think they're going to. If they do, though, that'll give us a chance to get some residual gunfire there on them and really hurt them before the battle is over. Right now, however, I think the rest of these guys are hopefully going to hold out. Take a look here at the Lutz, of course, he's the one very seriously damaged, and, oh, totally wasted there. Totally wasted. Yeah, there's no chance for Lutz. Let's move back to the secondary gun over here. Clean gun. It's definitely looking rough for these guys. The enemy's already pushed into the cornfield, so that's definitely a cause for concern. Some of our guys here are still alive, but most of them are not. As you can see, Olmeyer is still alive. He's got that huge radio on his back. Or not a radio, but radio wire. What's the correct term for this? And certainly not in a good position. So I think there's a dead Russian right there. No, it's a dead German. It's one of our boys. Alright, well, we know that the Russians are certainly in the cornfield right now. Few dead Russians over here, and of course we cannot forget our prisoners. But besides that, they're accomplishing their goal of cutting through our lines and taking even more territory before the end of the battle. Fire! A lot of effective fire coming there from the enemy. You can see those tracers, and I'm glad that our ally can fire back a little bit. Now you can see the SDKFC finally shooting. And this is the one effective, look at that beautiful thing. This is the one effective vehicle I feel like we have on the field right now. Well, it's the only vehicle we have on the field now, am I right? Come on, shoot that gun. You know you want to. We just wasted the rounds already. Just for fun, shooting at bushes. Alright, so Kosats looks like he's going to be careful. He's going to consider his shots before he takes them. But we did get a nice little stream there from the SDKFZ. That thing is absolutely beautiful. Alright guys, things just got serious. As you can see over here, the enemy's making their largest crossing yet. I'm just going to keep an eye on them so you guys can see how it goes for them. We've obviously got that SDKFZ able to fire, but I'm not sure how close they need to get before he starts making it a priority. Again, I can't control this guy. He's totally doing his own thing. But we've got a major Soviet assault crossing into this territory here, and I hope that our men at least have eyes on. Back up a little bit. Come on, keep it up, keep it up. It looks like Grindel's got enough trouble on his hands here dealing with the enemy. Where's that damn SDKFC? Please don't tell me the enemy killed it. There we go. Kosats, you're doing just fine, Kosats. Back and forth here is unbelievable, guys. And right now I'm just basically looking at the spot in between the two armies. I might leave it here for the rest of the battle because this is honestly where we're going to get the most action. Enemy trying to move in, of course. Our men trying to defend. This can get real nasty real fast. There we go. Yes, continue that fire. That's what we need. Ooh. Okay, we don't need that. Took enemy fire for sure. There we go. More artillery, please. Just need them to fire a little more off to the right side over here, and we'd actually get some very good hits. That's commander down. I like that, but I really wanted more over here on the right side. It's just nothing I can do. Not being in command is so annoying. Not being able to tell your men what to do. You know that you would have taken a better decision, I should say. There we go. Great hit there with the artillery. All right, we'll give it to them. They got an awesome hit there. And now the enemy's kind of in this green field. We've taken out most of the ones trying to cross here into our cornfield. There are still a few in the cornfield, but as you can see, we've done a pretty good job at taking them out. And like I mentioned before, we're not going to see all of the enemies taken out here by our ally. I don't always see the gray dots pop up. For instance, we just took out 3 guys right here. We don't see any of the gray dots. I guess you do if you were close enough. Let's see. Can you find those gray dots? I certainly don't see them, but they might be there. I think when the enemy, or when your ally kills an enemy, doesn't necessarily show up. At least that's what it looks like here, because we've definitely gotten a lot more kills just in this area alone. We've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kills, and only about 1, 2 of them are showing up over here. In fact, yeah, 2 of them. That's about it. There's still more allies, or enemies, I should say, moving into those shell holes. Yeah, you better get in that shell hole. You Ruski, you better run in there quickly. So he knows to take cover at this point. But I think at this point we're going to go ahead. We're not going to surrender. We're not going to retreat. There's no point. We're just going to essentially stay put until the battle ends. And that's kind of all we have left, which you're looking at right now. So I don't doubt that the enemy will push forward and likely take these positions, but we just got to try to kill as many of them as we can before the battle ends. Alright guys, so incredibly we got a minor victory, and I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but it looks like after the update earlier today, there's a change. There's got to be a change in the way that these guys are set up, which I'm not sure I really like too much, but it is what it is. And as you can see, the casualties on our side were 103, losing 60% of our men. The enemy side, 208, losing 36%. So, incredibly, we lost less men, but, of course, lost more of a percentage of our army. But 208 is not bad. Or, sorry, 134 is not bad. 208 is how many men they had. So this kind of makes sense. We had 103, we lost 41 of them. It's not bad at all what happened here. Of course, the one thing I hate is the fact that we lost all of those beautiful areas over here. We can see all of those wonderful hills, and the enemy has secured that region, essentially. They've secured the river, but I guess a minor victory is a minor victory. Let's jump to the map and see what we have ahead of us. So here we can kind of see the current state of affairs, guys. Now we're at turn 6. I believe there is one more turn. In this case, we are still holding most of the major victory locations, but we are not holding Luganski, which I think is essential for a victory. I might be wrong in that aspect. So I think what we're going to do is just a major counterattack. That's all we can really do, and hopefully that's what the next battle will be, and maybe we'll get lucky. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and have an awesome, awesome day.